Welcome back, Weather Kingdom. If you are new to the channel, we are going to be talking about another live stream. This is the second live stream of the fall and winter months. Last time we was live, we kind of talked about a whole lot of everything. We talked about the very cold pattern for the eastern and northern United States, and then this very warm ridging out in central and the western part of the United States. If you guys are new, please like, please subscribe. We also have a special guest that's actually going to be talking about a hurricane that's actually going to be bringing some major impacts into the Philippines out in the west. If you would like to introduce yourself, feel free to.
I'm Charleston.
Would you like to introduce yourself?
That's odd. Okay. Hello, people. Probably most people don't know who I am. I'm the how do you say? I'm Trever WX.
Yes. Actually, speaking of it, if you want to put your link, you can in the comment below.
I could try. Let me see if I can.
Okay, let me just go quickly do something. I need to get a pen here, my epic pen. My bad, you guys. If you guys, let me just get everything situated. Get that. Okay, we good there. Okay. All right. Welcome back, everybody. How is everyone doing tonight? Everybody that's here right now, how are you guys doing? How are we doing, Weather Kingdom? Sorry, you guys. I'm just trying to get this shut out. Okay, we good. Okay. So we're going to be talking for at least, I would say, probably a good 30 minutes to an hour. I kind of just want to really talk about the upcoming pattern and everything and kind of just talk with you guys. It's been a while, and I know we haven't really talked much with streaming. I've been very busy, working very hard behind the scenes. I've been wanting to get a winter outlook out soon. My goal is to do it by the end of November, that we are ready to go. And I'm actually also working with a special guest behind the scenes. Also, we might do some severe weather coverage on days that I can. And I might be able to get a storm chaser to join the stream, and I can use his feed. So I'm working with some things and some future things that I want to do with the future live streams as we get into the later fall months, into the winter months, especially in December, as we have known for quite a few tornado outbreaks, especially in the December timeframe. So we'll have to really wait and see. Trevor, how are you doing?
I am doing good.
That's good. Okay, let me just quickly share it and get this out. Okay, let's do that. Let's do this. We're also trying to wait for some people. I want to see if we get some more people watching. Last stream we did all right. You know, I get it. It's the winter months now, and there's less people that's really interested into this. But like I said, a lot of people that did want to join my channel, they subscribe also for the winter outlook. So I am trying to fix that here in this stream. If we don't, then I know it will blow up through the end. So, okay. I'm just going to start talking here. All right. Hey, what's up, Panic? What's up, Ian? Ready for the record cold? Yep. Hey, PM, nice to see you, man. Nice to see you. You haven't been in my streams lately.
So, Weather Kingdom, I just looked at the actual visual satellite on this situation. It has an eye for me. It's visible.
Yeah, I know. I've been looking at them. All right. So we'll be letting Trevor talk about the storm in a little bit. I do want to cover a little bit about this pattern change and kind of get some things ready. I know it's very late. It's 11 o'clock. I wasn't expecting anything big, but let's just get it out here. All right. So this is a 6 to 10 day outlook from NOAA. And pretty much, if you guys are looking above temperatures across almost the entire United States, I don't like using the NOAA because it's more of an it doesn't update as quick with the models that do. So I'm a what's the word? I'm not too for the NOAA 6 to 10 day forecast or the 8 to 14. I don't think it does an awesome job in my opinion, but I'm still going to show it as, this is actually a pretty true. I mean, we do got a very above average temperatures across Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, pretty much the entire west and central United States. Near normal for Florida, especially to the south, and then along the East Coast. And then one thing that we really see that's pretty interesting here is pretty chilly, pretty cold, okay, pattern that is going to be setting up if you are in Maine, Massachusetts, Vermont, New Hampshire, upstate New York, all of New York, all of Pennsylvania, all of New Jersey, and parts of the mid-Atlantic here. We are going to be expecting about 33 to 40% below average in the first shading colors here, okay? As you get deeper in the colors, you're talking about 50 to 60% below average, and then especially below is about a 60 to 70%, and that is pretty chilly. We're talking about some at least 10 to 15 degrees colder, and I do think that's going to be a very big thing, okay? Okay. Warm Pacific weak polar vortex is why we're going to be cold. Thank you for that. Yeah, I do remember you from the last live stream. That's pretty crazy. So it is very interesting with the temperature thing. And also, I did notice something else. And I wasn't really going to show this, but I'm going to show it now. The 814 day has changed a little bit. Okay, we were talking about this above average here being all through the south and central. I mean, it was coming all the way up here. And we were talking about above average temperatures across the entire Northeast. That's why I wasn't showing it. But it is interesting that in the latest update a few days ago, or valid issue November 7th, so it actually updated today. We do see actually now a below average in the northern parts of the Northeast here. This was pretty interesting. And we see that along the New England's coast of below average for the next 8 to 14 days. I personally think if it was me, I would extend that pretty far down south here and keep it like that, because all the modeling is showing that below average continuing through the next couple weeks across November. Would you agree with that, Trevor?
Yeah.
We also got the new GFS coming out. I'm very interested on this because we do have a very interesting pattern that's shaping up. So this is actually pretty much right now, we are dealing with a nice batch of rain across the Northeast here. We are actually snowing in some of the Canada parts. We actually have some winter alerts up in the Canada parts here, even for northern Maine potentially. And actually, I want to compare it here. Let's actually go into here. Let's go into weather-wise. I want to just look around the radar and show you guys the current status here of the coloring here. So this is the model. I don't see any snow coming down. No, not yet. This is the rain right here across the Pennsylvania area, especially for Harrisburg, Pottstown, Allentown. We're talking about some pretty moderate rain. And even in some cases, some heavier rain batches. It was actually raining pretty good when I was coming home from work. So I thought that was very interesting. I wasn't expecting that much rain. But we are expecting maybe like a half an inch at most across this system. Nothing too much. Just a nice fall, cool the leaves continuing to fall if there is any, especially for the southern parts of Pennsylvania on south. Most of the northern Pennsylvania is now done with their fall leaf foliage. Especially in my area, I'm in the eastern parts of PA and the northern part, and a lot of the leaves are pretty much off the trees at this point. And you get those trucks to come, and yep, Thanksgiving is looking cool. But you get a lot of those trucks that brings the leaves. You put it on the road. It's pretty interesting. But yeah, a lot of the trees are pretty much naked at this point. So it is very interesting to me that we do have it like that. But I do want to continue to look through here. We do have another interesting clipper system back coming in, actually an Alberta clipper system. It is a little bit interesting. It's not totally out of the ruling of possibilities here. It is very possible. It's just we haven't seen it in November in quite some time. A period of Alberta clippers. It just gets me thinking that it's going to help to build the Canada snowpack and the temperature pack. That's actually going to help in the later months to bring some more colder air farther to the south. I'm not saying that this is going to now make the entire United States have a winter. I'm not saying that. But it is a little bit interesting that we are dealing with more of a late December to even early January type pattern in November. It's not totally out of the common, but we haven't seen it in recent years. So it does bring you back into those years where the Northeast and Northern U.S. actually had pretty good average to even above average snow amounts.
Right.
What? What did you say, Trevor?
Sorry, that was my bad.
No, you're good, man. Let me just fix that up. Okay. Okay. I mean, I will be talking a little bit about that too, because I thought that was very interesting. I've seen some people actually talk about it. About this snowpack across the northern parts. 9 Arkansas, another month of leaves. Nice. Can you check the Ohio Valley, because it's pretty close to me, and I want to see snow probability because I know how to compare snow over all the models. Yeah, I can. Yeah, I know what you mean. Okay, so this is the latest GFS. We do see this clipper system coming down actually with some snow. I want to just compare with weather-wise, see how that clipper's looking. They actually do, okay. So this is actually the clipper system. It doesn't show snow. Or does it? I don't really see any snow, but we do actually have some winter alerts. If you guys are in 6 Falls, in South Dakota, we're talking about Nebraska, just north of Nebraska.
Also, if you're in Yankton, South Dakota, keep that in mind that you could be facing up to I don't know how much snow.
They're expecting, okay, so for this winter weather advisory, it's not too much. They say rain, snow, freezing rain after midnight. Some snow accumulations around, mostly around 1/2 inch. Ice accumulations are actually a trace. So, okay. It is a little bit interesting. I do want to emphasize, I know a lot of people take this for granted, but when they're talking about a winter weather advisory, I know it doesn't sound a lot, but honestly, you guys, having a 1/2 inch of snow in some of the lower elevations, and then getting some of that freezing rain, and with the temperatures in the low 30s and with the leaves on the ground, it actually does create a very slippery morning, and it is in effect into the morning. So if you guys are actually tuning out into tomorrow morning, please take it carefully. Be careful. Make sure you're not speeding on roadways, especially the back roadways, because I've been in these winter weather advisories, and it doesn't seem like a lot, but honestly, these little winter weather advisories is honestly where all the accidents happen, because people don't take enough precautions. And also, even with that trace of potentially ice, we're talking about some wet snow. So that's very interesting. And then on top of that, they're talking about wind gusts up to 20 miles an hour. So it's just going to be a really, not a great morning commute on your Saturday morning. They had this for Six Flags, Orange City, Rock Valley, Horderin, and Hull. This is mainly what state? South Dakota, Iowa area. And let me see any of these winter weather advisories. Yeah, they don't really change. They do say snow accumulations in actually some of the different ones in the higher elevations. They do say maybe areas that stay more snow could be actually seeing 1 to 3 inches of snow. So that's very interesting. Also wind gusts even up to 30 miles an hour. So look, it's not a big system, but this is what you call an Alberta Clipper, especially. Hey, what's up, Michelle? Nice to see you. It's raining in New York. See, we're getting now some people. It's nice to see you guys. I hope if you guys are just tuning in, we're kind of just talking about this pattern, and then we're going to be talking about the Philippine hurricane that's going to be impacting the Philippines, and we're just going to be chatting, giving you guys some information. There's a special guest, Trever from WX. I'll be sending his link of his channel towards the end of the stream. But like I just said, if you guys are in Six Falls and these regions where I'm circling, you guys are under winter weather advisories. Yeah, you're talking about maybe 1 inch to maybe 2 inches. If you're lucky, 3 inches. I don't think anything more, but this is going to be one of those systems where it's going to be a wet snow. It's going to be slushy, and then with the cold temperatures, you're going to have spots on the roadways where it's getting icy patches. It's just going to be a very cold, soggy morning for your Saturday. So just take precautions, warm up your car, make sure you're not just going right out and driving into it. I think that's the only besides the Rapid City area. You do have a winter weather advisory for about, once again, the same type of impacts. Okay.
I have came back with the update from my own self on that situation with the winter stuff.
Okay.
Digits over here for wind chill forecasts from the main area of Omaha, which is where I'm at. Forecast be 12 at 6 a.m. on a Sunday.
Wow, that's pretty damn cold. I also just realized we do have some winter weather advisories closer to the Canada border here of Wisconsin. If you guys are along the lakes here, they're actually putting some winter weather advisories. A slight chance of snow showers late into the evening, 5 to 10 mile an hour winds, a slight chance of snow showers. They're not talking about too much of an accumulation. They are talking about very cold temperatures. I mean, pretty cold into the teens, you guys. So this is a November type Arctic blast, if you want to call it. It's not out of the ordinary. It's just, it hasn't happened in recent years. And it's going to help to build the snowpack up in Canada and up into the Alaska region. So that's going to help to bring actually colder air down and seep it more into the southern parts of the United States, especially as we get into December and even January and February. So it could help the winter months. If you guys have any questions or anything about your area, please let me know. Also, Michelle, what part of New York? Are you in the Bronx? Are you in upstate? Because I can look in your area and show you kind of the radar and kind of show you what's going on and when the rain should end. Just let me know. But besides that being said, 1 inch of snow they're calling for. It's not going to be a lot. Maybe some spots you get more than 1 inch. Maybe 2 inches. I don't think this is a big deal. It's not the main show. We do have some. Okay, I'm not worried about that. Let's go look at the model again. Let's go through a little bit. This is throughout tomorrow. This is the storm system, the Clipper system. It does become a little good batch of snow. And I do think some spots could get a quick dusting to even 1 inch, maybe 2 inches. Like I said, most is 3. I think it's more of a wet, slushy snow. It's not going to be that fluffy, powdery snow. So it's going to, I think, be hard to accumulate as fast because of the ground. But it is going to be very chilly and cold. So that could help the sticking, and you could get a nice little burst. This continues to move. And as you get into, Indiana, and some of these lower areas, you're talking about some wet snowflakes, mostly rain though, you guys. I just don't think it's going to be accumulating as much as people think, because it's still the ground temperatures, especially near Chicago, it's not that cold. Yes, you're going to have that diving in cold air that from that Arctic that's going to be going over this precip, but it's not going to be enough to cool the ground as quickly as some people think, especially if you're in the city areas. I've been in these situations in these type of clippers, and they'll say, oh, you get that, but then in reality, with the ground temperatures, it just never sticks. I'm not trying to blow, your hopes and stuff. I'm just trying to give you guys an honest opinion. I'm a snow lover too, and I love snow. So I ain't, I wish I could say, oh, you're gonna get a nice dumping of snow. But look at this, you guys. The storm system kind of moves in from the Alberta Clipper, and then kind of goes with this trough, and kind of goes right through the Great Lakes. And if you're on the northern side of that, like in the Great Lakes, you're talking about potentially some snow showers and bands of snow, wet snow, and rain. And maybe towards the end, I'm very interesting on this, is some of the models been trying to do it, is you get a back end precip shield that tries and develops to bring some snow. It's not really showing. The only time it's really showing is for the main area, where you could get maybe a batch of snow, a quick coating to an inch of snow. I don't think it's going to be a lot though. What I think is going to be more is that lake effect snow. I think we're going to have a good amount of lake effect snow. We see it coming off here when we zoom in on the Northeast. Let me just quickly look. You can kind of see that lake effect snow across, especially the Lake Erie area. I mean, some of these models are really showing it. And I think, and honestly, the GFS really likes, a windy day. I mean, even into the night times, into the morning, you're talking about some pretty good snow showers, pretty good snow bands. I mean, depending on how much precip is left, it's going to be a very interesting to see. But I mean, on the GFS, remember, it's a global model, but some of the NAM models and her models are showing some potentially really good banding of lake effect. And I mean, we're talking about, lake effect snow can definitely bring a few inches. And if you're in the inlet, closer to the coast, the GFS has some snow showers making it there. You could get a quick burst of snow, a dusting, and then it melts in an hour. But if you're along the Great Lakes, I think you're going to have more of a lake effect. And the GFS on the 0Z and a lot on the models lately, been really liking that case scenario where we get our first Alberta Clipper, and then we get another Alberta Clipper, more like a late effect Alberta Clipper, a little bit more to the north, but it does bring more precip, some gusty winds, cold temperatures, and some more lake effect snow and showers. And this kind of goes through November 13th. So this is why I'm saying I don't believe the 8 to 14 day, because I think it should be a little bit more south here. It's not just the GFS showing this colder and snowier type pattern, at least into the November 15th, but it's been showing on the models. Okay. When we take a look at the snowfall forecast here on the GFS, I mean, hey, the GFS doesn't do a terrible job. I mean, it wants to, I don't buy it all. I think you have to count in the ground temperatures and stuff. But I mean, hey, what's up? I'll go 2009. If you guys are new to the channel, by the way, please like, please subscribe. Let's get our goal to 10 likes. We're kind of just chatting, just talking, and just trying to get some information out. GFS, I think, is a little bit overdone here, in my opinion. It does want to show, a coating to an inch of snow. all the way into Allentown, East, Central New Jersey. I don't think it's going to get that far. I think, if anything, a dusting, maybe some snowflakes. The grounds, yeah, it's definitely been colder, but the ground temperatures haven't been below 0. And I don't think that cold air is going to really do that. The only places I think it's going to accumulate is good, maybe a little bit better, is in the Great Lakes region, especially after that second batch snow comes. Now you got the temperatures on the ground, temperatures really cooling off, and definitely with some more lake effect and that wind. I mean, that's going to help to accumulate. So I think the snowfall total is closer to the Great Lakes is more likely possible. I think anywhere from 6 to maybe 8 inches of snow, and some of those heavier bands, maybe even 12 inches. That's maybe a stretch, but something to watch. I like to see how this unfolds, because depending on how this unfolds is going to really tell me what the model's going to be good this year for the events that's going to happen with these Alberta Clippers. All right, that's just one thing. Warm and dry west, cold east, maybe very snowy winter in some locations. We're about to have a very bad winter for the Northeast. Look, I don't think so. I don't know. You can never predict. The Northeast is a very, very hard winter. And you
can never predict the Northeast, even with the Northeasters that they have. It becomes very hard, and the Alberta Clippers they get every year, it's hard to predict them what they would do. Even
correct.
with the lake effect now.
I mean, this is into November 14th. And it looks like, I mean, comparing with the last model runs, I mean, it's about the same thing. Cold and snowy. The GFS likes to keep it more snowy and cold. It does have on the November 15th a nice batch of some precip that gets into the New England area. Maybe a thumping of snow in the beginning, maybe a few flakes. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be like that. It's a little far-fetched, okay? The GFS likes this case scenario where, you're going to get this cold front, maybe some snow mixing in, and then you get another surge of colder air. And then you get some precip riding, and to me, the GFS pattern looks more like a late December pattern. I mean, it really likes a potential. I don't think the tropics is going to wake up. Okay, I don't buy this tropical crap. Okay, this is just too far out.
You're speaking of that. There is one more wake up call that's coming in, and we need to keep an eye on that. Let's see. The models are supporting a 70% right now, and we haven't gotten an ISO yet out of it.
Yeah, so I mean, look, the GFS wants to show a Texas snowstorm again, and yeah, I don't believe that right now. I would like to see further information on this. I just don't believe it right now. The GFS, it actually hasn't been all over the place, you guys. Yeah, it didn't do the best with the tropical. I mean, it's been a little actually wonky. It's been a little, but it's on average, it's been showing this colder pattern. But the GFS always does, though. And the Euro, I feel like, honestly, I think Euro is still the king. I think the Euro has done just an awesome job. I mean, it gets it right. And what the Euro likes to show is, yeah, this storm system moves in, does the same thing as the GFS. They're on the same agreement there. A low kind of tries and forms along the cold front, goes up the East Coast, and it does show maybe a thumping of snow right before it gets to Canada into the border of Maine. And then you get that heavy lake effect. And it's interesting lake effect snow. I mean, it's pretty interesting. And then you get that other clipper system that brings more precip and clipper. Look, I don't know. It really depends. I don't think it's going to be that far south with the lake effect snow down into Tennessee. Maybe in the mountains. I don't think so, though. I just don't. I just don't. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. So, even if they did, it wouldn't be sticking. It's too hard to believe. It's November 7th. Yeah, we're entering the fall months. It could happen. But in the last years with these systems I've seen, I haven't seen any big snowfall. And honestly, some people will say, oh, it was a bust. They said, oh, I'm getting snowflakes. And then I just got rain. That's why I don't want to bring your guys' hope up. Yeah, we're going to have lake effect snow. Yeah, we're going to have some snow showers. But I don't think it's going to be anything out crazy. Nothing like 6 inches of snow that's going to be out of nowhere. Okay. I just don't believe that. I just don't think that's going to be the case. Also, panic. Why does the Euro model have lake effect snow all the way down in southern Indiana and Kentucky, maybe even Tennessee? But the GF no snow where near anywhere else. Like I said, I want to let's just take a break from the Euro and GFS. I want to show you guys the NAM because the NAM does an all right. All right. Yeah, we might hate on the NAM sometimes, but it's not terrible. Okay. It likes the lake effect snow. It likes the system to go through the Great Lakes, but it does like a little bit more lake effect snow. So the NAM likes more of a snowier solution, and it does bring snow into the Tennessee area, in the mountains of North Carolina. Not North Carolina. Yeah, in North Carolina and Tennessee. Those are in the mountain regions. I can see that, believe it or not. I feel like that's more of a later November into December type thing, but hey, we've seen it in the past. Severe weather this fall has been quiet, quite tame, not gonna lie. Yeah.
Don't say quiet, by the way.
What?
Say quiet, by the way, or you jinx it.
Yeah, let's not jinx the severe weather. Let's give everyone a break of the severe weather crap. We're not hoping for any severe weather. What about the northern Ohio Valley? Will it get lake effect snow? Like Indiana? I do think, Indiana.
That's actually kind of a good question right there.
That's a really good question.
I've never seen the Great Lakes. No, surprisingly, Lake Michigan get lake effect snow. Like if that coastline of Indiana gets it, then maybe.
Where's the coastline of Indiana? Oh, Indiana's down there. Look. Let me just double check myself quickly on Indiana.
I'm surprised someone asked that.
Trust me, I'm not too good with my area. Oh, okay, Indiana, right there. All right, thank you. Thank you. Look. No. I mean, you could get some snow showers, but I don't think it's really going to be any snow. You might see a flake or two, but it's more into the Ohio Valley. Like in Ohio, the NAM I think is going a little too crazy on it, in my opinion. I think the NAM is just doing too much. But you never know. Maybe the models are seeing something. But I've seen models overdo it, and then people get upset. So I'm not trying to get anyone's hope up because the NAM I think is too ridiculous. I mean, it has an inch of snow across most of the mountains of Tennessee and North Carolina. I don't think that's going to happen. It has the Appalachian Mountains getting up to like 2 to 4 inches. It has.
That's usual.
I mean, that's possible in the mountain regions. It has, Indiana getting nothing, pretty much. Okay. I just don't see it. I mean, the HER model, let's just take a look at it for the next 48 hours. Okay, very interesting. Okay, well, okay. This is the storm system. I don't know how to feel about it. It's actually pretty interesting. It does bring, okay. HER model's, I guess, a little bit more aggressive. It wants to have more of a snow event, more of a snow batch, okay. It even wants Chicago to get some snowflakes. And it likes to get...
Chicago getting snow in November is kind of rare.
I don't see it, but I mean, the lake effect out of the HER ain't that bad. It does bring snow showers all the way down to Indiana. I just don't think it's going to happen, but What really depends is how much moisture is going to be behind this. I mean, if the HER's right, you can actually get some potential Okay, I want to just quickly take a look at this. This for 9 a.m. Wait.
Kim Tory moment right there.
What?
Thundersnow.
No. Okay, there's a little bit of a severe weather risk, but it's more to the south. Okay. So, maybe for eastern Pennsylvania, you get a general thunderstorm risk. I can see that with the HER. By 4 o'clock, it does show a line of potential thunderstorms. I can see that with the sharp gradients of the temperatures behind this and let me look at the temperatures, and yeah, I can see that because you got western Pennsylvania in the 40s and you got eastern Pennsylvania in the 50s to 60s. I think that's a good enough gradient that could bring some, maybe a few even severe weather across eastern Pennsylvania. I like to see how that happens. I'll look at some of the lap rates actually right now, because that just got me a little bit interesting. If you guys actually look at this, let's go to the 0Z. We do see a bit of nasty thunderstorms. This to me, maybe a marginal slight risk. I don't know. Let me just look at some of the severe weather premier stuff here. Convection, supercell composite. Okay, I can see something. On the HER, it does show a little bit even into southern Pennsylvania and eastern Pennsylvania of a supercell composite. Significant tornado parameters also there. I don't know how true that is, but what about the lap rates? Okay, you could definitely see some thunderstorms. It's thunderstorm capability of some rumble, thunder, maybe some gusty winds. I don't think it's going to be major, but there is a bit of feel, let's just say, for some thunderstorms. I just wanted to show you guys because the HER does have a pretty nasty line actually that develops. The NAM is more of a less on that, but I just wanted to let you guys know on that. You know, maybe we get a few thunderstorms. I don't know. But that's pretty much it with this system. What about the temperature gradient behind this? You're talking about nighttime temperatures on November 10th in the next 3 days. So if today's Friday, Monday, you're talking about morning temperatures waking up into the 30s across western Pennsylvania and central, eastern Pennsylvania into the 30s. But I mean, the European Model 18Z wants the daytime highs around the lakes to stay below freezing. And even into eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey, only into the low 40s. I think that's possible. And then night times gets down all the way into the 20s. And I mean, some of these into the mountain regions into the upper teens for your Tuesday. And then even into that Wednesday. Your Wednesday high temps, according to the European 18Z, it wants most of Pennsylvania in the upper 30s to low 30s. I don't know if it's going to be that cold, but I can see it with the wind and stuff. I can see it feeling like that. And then nighttime temperatures in the low 30s to upper 20s. And then it finally starts warming up into the low 50s and upper 40s. Nighttime temperatures once again into the upper 30s to low 30s, especially for the higher elevation. That's very interesting there. Something I like to keep a watch. We also have 8 likes. We're 2 away from the goal. So if you would like to like, that would mean a lot. The only difference between the 12Z and the GFS is, like I was showing, the GFS likes more that colder pattern. The European does like that system, but a lot stronger. That kind of goes through the Great Lakes and does bring some frontal end New England snow and ice. I would like to see how that plays out. That's still some time ahead, but it also shows a severe weather event especially for the Ohio Valley and to the south. And then that really cold air, and then another round of lake effect, not as bad in my opinion. And then we do see the temperatures kind of rise back with potential severe weather towards the end of November. I don't know. But I mean, European, if this scenario plays out, you're talking about maybe a slight risk to a enhanced risk out in Oklahoma. But this is 318 hours out. This is over 13 days out. So I don't know. We'll have to watch out because this system's been moving all around. Like the 0Z European somehow had a snowstorm. Okay. It had this system towards the end being a snowstorm for the Northeast. And now it has it all the way up into the North Dakota. So there's a lot of uncertainty in the long range. But it is interesting to me that the European, out of all the models, the European that's warm bias, I feel sometimes, showing a potential winter storm in some of its runs across the New England area. That will bring easy 3 to 6 inches. Okay, that would be very, very interesting to end November before Thanksgiving.
Where's that at?
The Northeast.
Northeast?
Yeah. But this was the 0Z. Now the 12Z has it a whole different scenario. So that's a storm system I would like to watch out for. It's been all over the place. But the 0Z GFS, hey, I'm not saying anything, you guys, but look at the 0Z GFS. It likes that clipper system. Hey, if it's a little bit more south and the 0Z GFS is right, we could be talking about our first snow potential across the New England that could be accumulating. This reminds me of a December, late December into early January type event. We get a clipper system that goes through the Great Lakes. We get some... This is the morning time around 7 a.m. You get some ice and some frontal end snow, and it transitions into rain. It warms up, and then you get that back end snow. GFS wants to show more of a snowier and colder solution. Last run, it was more northern. So it's going to be jumping all over the place, but I will like to keep an eye on that because if that is a little bit more south, that definitely could bring potentially some snow. I doubt it though, you guys. I really do doubt it. But yeah. Wow, we've been already online for quite a while. But you know, that's the major thing with the pattern. Now I would like to take it into the typhoon. I think we're going to take a little break from the winter weather. Now we're going to go back, go to the typhoon. And this is where Trever WX, Tropics WX, is going to talk.
So
do you want to share your screen?
This is where kind of my part comes into this.
Do you want to share your screen?
Yeah. Remember the last time I shared my screen and it bugged out?
Okay. I have the satellite imagery. Let me quickly share it to the Discord.
Okay, so the last...
Wait 1 second. Let me just share my screen that you can see it. Okay. Okay, I'm sharing my screen. I have the visible satellite here of it. Of the
gigantic the last time I made a video which was actually at that 3 p.m., actually 2 p.m. actually, advisory time. This has actually developed a lot more than I expected now. With a center eye coming in. It's actually up on visible satellite, which I'm not impressed.
I mean,
GMA and both JWC or JTWC are showing very strong typhoon. With JTWC saying 130 miles per hour and JMA saying 115 miles per hour through the 10 minutes sustained. Who is the hold on, someone texted me. Anyway, looking through Weather Kingdom's visible satellite, or not visible, but IR, you can see that there's a bunch of pink going on. You can see that the eye is coming in a little bit more better.
Yeah, I do. I actually want to show you this on visible. I think it's gonna be a little bit easier. I do want to
It
point
is.
out maybe the eye is gonna shrink a little bit. I don't know because there is a little bit of more convection trying to hot towers trying to wrap around it a little bit closer instead of this big eye. But we'll have to wait and see. Let me just quickly go to visible. Look at that. Yeah, a little bit more convection. Big storm overall. It's gonna be a pretty bad storm. It's how do you even say this storm?
How do you say it?
Yeah.
I said it a couple times. I said it 3 times in a video, and I don't remember how to say it again. Hold on. I have to pull it up. I think it's Hamwan.
Hamwang. I do yeah, they do have it as an 80 knot mile an hour storm 975. That is a little bit interesting.
Uh, Typhoon Hanwan, or it does have this Philippine name that I don't even know how to pronounce it. Let me see if I can pronounce his name. Let me see if I can pronounce this real quick. Yuan. Hanwan, or the Philippine name of Yuan, is expected to intensify within the next 24 hours.
Yeah, I mean this is a HERF model. I do have the HERF model playing right now. It doesn't show what it used to, but it's still a very strong typhoon that will impact the Philippines. Very large storm, a big wind field, and some pretty interesting impacts. I mean, this is gonna be a interesting system. When we take a look at let me take a look at the 10-mile-an-hour winds. I mean, as you let this play, it's not crazy, but it's a very large wind field. You can tell as we get closer to the Philippines here, it does get a little bit strong. We're talking about at least 112 to 113 knots.
113. That's still essentially a Category 4 strength, or what we call a very strong typhoon through the GMS scale.
And it does go right into the is this the Philippines, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it does go
as we know, the Philippines has been hit really hard by the other typhoon that has caused over 200 deaths, according to Wikipedia. But I don't know if we're gonna get any more deaths out of this one, because generally this area has actually done very good with warnings.
Yes. And you could tell with some pretty, especially in the higher elevations. I don't know how the mountains are like, but the wind gust here, damn. Wind gust really crashes here. Pretty tough. Big wind fields. With the wind gust. I mean, we're talking about easily 137.7 knots. That's
this is
strong.
This is something I would like to point out, that Chase did point out on Twitter this morning, that this storm is expected to bring 200 milliliters of rain.
That's a lot of rain. That's a good 3
foot of rain.
Yeah.
But the Philippine agency that's issuing these, they have it as a super typhoon right by the Philippine coast.
Yeah, look at this rainfall. A lot of rain. And then this actually goes into where? China? I don't know.
Taiwan, near
Taiwan.
China, Taiwan coast.
The other model
they have
it.
They have this thing as 195 knots, or 159 kilometers per hour, which is, I think, 115.
Actually, the HAFS model likes to get it down even stronger, down to the 930 millibars, and it becomes 166 wind gust knots. Holy crap.
Gosh.
And the 10 it's still 127. 132, 140, 140 knots. Here getting to the strength and then impacts the islands. This will be pretty major as a storm. Half speed doesn't. I knew that. GFS. I don't believe in the storm.
GFS is just baloney. I would not believe the GFS for crap on.
But it is a little bit interesting. I mean, as we take a look at the true color, good news is we had some dry air and some wind shear kept keeping it from really rapidly strengthening. Also, it's a big storm, so it's having a little bit more struggles. It's a little bit more exposed than a small system. But if it does get that eye going, wrapping around, it definitely could get to some pretty strong strength as we wake up in the morning tomorrow. I would like to keep an eye out on it. You could tell there's some more convection trying to wrap around and potentially closing in the eye. That would help the cord to actually be a little bit better aligned. When we take a look at the dry air here on the satellite, it's not that much dry air, but you could tell maybe in the under layers, like in the low levels, there's definitely maybe a little bit more drier.
Put us up on water vapor.
I am on water vapor. You're talking about this?
Through cyclonic.
Oh. What do you want me to look at? The goes?
Visible or not visible. So it should be hop and go back. Or do that, you could.
And then loop it? No. Water vapor. Got it.
Look at the water vapor on that one.
It's loading in.
So it's actually going down.
Yeah, it's definitely going down. It's trying to go down. Wow, look at that. There's definitely a lot more hot towers. It's going to be a very interesting storm. I would like to keep an eye on it. It looks like it's definitely fixing its issues because you got some very beautiful fanning out here. I mean, this is just beautiful fanning. The West Pacific always has these just monster looking storms in the true color. It's pretty unique, honestly, in my opinion. Very good fanning, but there's not that much fanning out on the northern side, so that's probably keeping the northern side from really gaining a lot of strength because of some of that shear that's coming out of it and some of this dry air underneath the layers impacting the system. So that's going to help it, but that's it. That's anything else to the Philippine storm. There's not too much to talk about it right now. It's not like we got radar that's going to be in the loop of it anytime soon. Trevor, is there anything else for that storm that you like to?
That's why.
I have my share
That's
my
why
screen share.
Let me turn it on.
Very interesting core. Yeah, the core is definitely trying to build. I can definitely see an eye really trying to build on it. That's really interesting.
It's how do you say it? It's rather interesting. I hope these people in Philippines are repaired because I don't want to see them I don't want to see these people die like the last time that they had one. I'm speaking to you, other typhoon that is going to get retired now.
What typhoon is that?
You're getting a video, so haha.
Look at that.
This one does the same. It's getting a video too.
Yeah, but that's about it. I think we kind of covered a good amount. I didn't want to be on here for hours. I just wanted to give you guys some coverage on both of these systems impact, and there's not too much going on right now. Look, I'm watching a pattern, but I'm also trying to get some catch up on some sleep from Melissa. I'm trying to get ready for the winter months because I know we're going to be streaming quite a bit in the winter months, especially in snowstorms. So, kind of getting ready for that, but I'm kind of trying to keep you guys updated with a few live streams there and there and some videos. But you have to remember, when I get out of work at 10:30, 11, it's pretty hard to come here and just record and edit. And that's why some days, I don't get the time to make a video. It's not because I don't want to. It's just, I'm just coming home so late and I'm very tired to the point that my body literally refuses to do it. It's not that I don't like you guys or anything. It's just, I'm a busy guy and I'm really trying to do everything as much as I can for the channel. Build the streaming, build the winter knowledge before we get that winter outlook out. Kind of build it like hurricane season. So, yeah. Is there anything else you have, Trevor, before I end the stream?
Not as I know of.
Yeah, so I mean, that's about it, you guys. We kind of covered the pattern. We kind of covered the U.S., answered some questions. We talked a little bit about the Philippines and this typhoon. It's going to be some major impacts. We're going to have some snow chances, very cold temperatures. Kind of the same deal. All right. But if that's about to be it, you guys, I think I'm going to be ending it here. If you guys are new to the channel, please like, please subscribe. Feel free to ask me any questions. I will try and get back to you as soon as possible. Also, share this with your friends and family, especially in areas that have winter weather, because I will be keeping you guys updated as much as possible. But for that being said, you guys, I'm going to close it out here tonight. I will probably see you guys maybe tomorrow night or a video. I don't know yet. I mean, I let the day go and see how I feel. But for that being said, you guys, I think I'm gonna head to sleep. Take a little break, and I hope you guys really like the stream. Once again. Oh yeah, wait. If you guys are new, please subscribe to Trever WX. I do have the link in my YouTube description, so everybody go check that out. He does a lot of the typhoon basin. He does talk about the tropics around the world. He's a good, intelligent guy.
I mainly cover around the world, and I also do the lifetime videos as well.
Yeah, so I think it's very interesting. I've actually learned quite a few things about the Westpac since I've met him. So you guys, come on, learn some things with him. It's pretty interesting if you guys are into the weather.